Okay, we're going to move right along with our next panel. This one is on how independent artists can make money using smartphone apps. And so we have two actual artists who are doing exactly that. 3D Nati, and who is a New Orleans rap artist and producer, and Rroid Drazr, aka Chad Blancas, who is an EDM producer and DJ. And Rick Neal from MediaBrix, who was involved in, I think, the very, very first Sync Up conference, if I'm not mistaken, or definitely the second, if not the first, is going to moderate this panel, and he has some slides to run through, and then we're going to get right into the heart of it. And then at 11 o'clock, we're going to have a special surprise for y'all.
I'll roll quick because we're running late because of my Macintosh experience. Of course, I'm from the video game industry, so I want to bring my own technology all the time. So we're talking about mobile apps, or basically how to wring money out of your mobile app. I don't think anybody needs to be reminded the world's changed. 20 years ago, you needed to go to a studio to make an album. You needed support. You needed big infrastructure. You needed technology. That technology is now so cheap and so commoditized that anybody can do anything. So you can make your own app as well, as you'll find out, to basically address your audience in different ways. The reason why smartphones are so great is you can have an instant connection in a community with the people that you have in your club, your fans, people that aren't near you, but they can still be part of that community. And that's what smartphones can bring, especially in the world of apps these days. So the question is, can I make my own app? How do I make it my own app? The popular way with video game producers is they use Coco 3DS, and I can go into all the technical programs that they use to make an app that you can use off-the-shelf programs. You can hire freelance artists to help you do it. You can go learn programming yourself and go make an app. But basically anybody that wants to download a form can go to Apple and submit their app and get it up online. The same thing with Android. You can submit an app and anybody can get it up. The problem is, how do I get users to it? How do I find people to get my app? In music, you have a perfect community right away. You can get all your fans to download your app, and I think you'll find with the artists today, that's actually what happened. So the other most important thing with apps and performance is if you measure what your app is doing, and we call that analytics, you can see how many people downloaded it, how many people clicked on my music button, did they go to the forum, did they go to the chat, what happened inside my app, and how can I change that? Just like if you're a musician, you're changing your act because you want to adapt to the audience, you have to do the same thing with your app. You can't just make it, leave it, and let it sit stale. You have to keep iterating and figure out how to make that app better. So that's where analytics would come in. So how can I make money on the app? You can see right there, the biggest thing is create content. Put it up there that people want to see content. Make it fresh, make it change. There's 100 other ways to do it. Best ways is find out what other people are doing and how they're making money on it right now. Try to do that. Measure it again. See what happened. Did anybody download the app? I gave it away to 5 people. I charged 99 cents. I gave it away for free. Try a bunch of different things to do things. But as a musician, you can do all sorts of things. You could put a message on your app that said, please send me 25 cents in Bitcoin. And you'll probably have fans send you 25 cents. I mean, it's that easy. You can find different ways to make money. You have to discover new ways and keep iterating what you're doing all the time. So with no further ado, I'm going to introduce the two artists. So here's screenshots of their apps. 3D Nati's is available on iOS and Android, and Rroid Drazr is on Android. But you can see the functions of what their apps are doing to them. They let them do songs, photos, videos, whatnot. You should download these apps and check them out. We'll find out how they made the apps and how they're making money with them right now. So I'm done talking, and let's ask you guys some questions. So why'd you guys come up with apps, and how did you make your apps? What was the ideas?
Well, first, my name is 3D Nati. Thank you guys for having me. I thought it was really important for me to create an app just because, you know, in today's day and age, I want to drive my listeners and the supporters to a place where they know they can get it first. You know, everything is so accessible online, and it's so saturated. There's a lot of artists. There's a lot of people putting music everywhere, so I wanted a central place for my listeners and my supporters to go first. So in the way that I continue to do that is I make sure that I develop content, push my content through, and there's push notifications that I allow, that I send to everyone and make them aware that I have new content, and they actually
And that works.
support it. Yeah,
right?
it works. It's been
It works.
working really well.
What about you, Chad?
Essentially, to reiterate on what she said, I use mine basically to, if somebody sees me at a show or something like that, they're able to therefore go download my app and music and whatnot. And it kind of keeps, I guess, the face on the app, like on screen, so they can see it every day and they can, get updates from my music and stuff like that.
This is a way of addressing your community faster, quickly, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how did you guys make your apps?
Well, I used a program called Moderator. I've also used Reverb Nation before, but it was important for me to charge for my music because I am an independent artist, and I wanted a way to create revenue, so I created that with Moderator, and I put my music there. I stream my music. What's very important about my app is that, nowadays everyone can download your music for free on the internet from anywhere. With the app, there's no way for them to get the music, actually download the music, but they can stream it whenever they want in their car. They can, whatever, but for a one-time fee, which is 99 cents, and they have my whole catalog, my videos, my bio. I make sure I do blogs and all of that type of stuff, and I thought that was important.
So you're constantly creating content.
Yeah.
Right.
See, on the flip side, mine's a little bit different. A lot of electronic music nowadays, for instance, half of my music is pretty much free. Electronic music's a little bit different than any other kind of music because you're able to I give my app away for free because you can go and download everything for free. So essentially, it's pretty much the flip side of kind of what she does, Like I said, mine's made through Reverb Nation, which is a free app. You can go and take me about 20 minutes to make, so it's good.
What was the hardest thing about making both your apps?
It wasn't really hard. I guess just wondering if people would support it. And to touch on what he said as far as it being free, a lot of fans want to support. They want to have something to support. So the fact that I put the music up there and it's available online, you can go and download it. But if you're a true fan, I say go and download the app and they want to show their appreciation,
Right.
Like she said, mine wasn't really hard to make. I guess like any music producer, you're never really satisfied with anything that you do. Like a friend of mine said, it's kind of hard to, I guess, be satisfied with your master of your music or how well it's done. So I guess the hardest part with me was for actually settling on the look of the app.
So the big question: are you making money? Do you think it's helped?
It's helped. It's helped a lot. It's helped a lot. I won't say, I'm not as rich as I would like to be, but I think.
I don't think any
Well,
of
you're
us are.
definitely pioneers, right?
Yeah, I don't think.
But
any of us are.
just the main part about it is the fact that I actually see that I'm not making this music in vain. I see the tweets. People tweet all the time. People on Facebook, they support it all the time. They say how much they like you, but the fact that I can look at my analytics, I can look at all of the comments directly in my app. That's the most rewarding part for me.
Instant feedback.
Yeah.
It's very rewarding. Again, with electronic music, I guess it is a little bit different,
Right.
So I'm trying to touch on how.
Does it help in your shows? Is it better?
Yeah,
turnouts?
essentially,
Is it-
most electronic music, I guess, comes from shows more than the music.
Right,
That's why
right.
most
It's
of
about the
ours
live
is free.
experience. Yeah.
It comes from the touring and stuff like that. So I guess it keeps it in a public eye, which
Right.
therefore gets them to book you.
It's a different
go
way
on
to get
tours,
users,
correct?
right, to your
Right.
show. Right.
Mhm.
All right. With that, why don't we open it up to questions with everybody else? I just wanted to say one thing I come from the video game world, and making free apps is a total different thing for us. We used to charge $60 for a game, and now we give them away, but we're making more money, and it's weird. It's unbelievable. So I just want to say about these guys, Angry Birds. I know some of the old guys, they're way back when from Electronic Arts, but it was 3 guys that had an idea. They made 51 games and failed miserably on all of them, to the point where their wives are ready to divorce them. So they said, you know what, let's just sit down and each of us come up with 10 ideas a day until we run out of money and we have to go and find a new job. And one day they came up with Angry Birds. And that's what you have to do. And these guys are pioneers of what they're doing. No one's figured this out yet. It's all new. The tools are so easy, they just don't go download them. So you basically just have to get up, do it, find another way to do it. Find a fan that is a programmer that wants to help you out. Find some way to get engaged in this new way of talking to your users. You're hearing it loud and clear. The community access that they have is better than anything if it's a smartphone. It's better than a forum. It's better than a blog. It's better than a web page. You have instant communication. You can see how bad your song is or how great it is instantly by that. So let's take questions before I talk forever. Yeah, go ahead. There's a microphone here, I think.
Can you compare an app to a website, benefits, pros, and cons? Why an app, not a website? Can you
Compare the app to, if you could compare an app to a website, what are the differences and the benefits?
Well, of course, you have your phone. I'm pretty sure everyone almost everyone may have a phone in here, and it's just accessible because the app is, of course, it's for the phone. So that's the most important thing. I mean, my phone is right here next to me right now. So you never leave home without your phone. And the fact that people would download your stuff and put it right there in your pocket, that shows how dedicated of a fan they are, how much they support you if they go ahead and put it on their phone.
An app is more accessible, easier for navigation. It's essentially one click off your desktop or off your phone desktop, and you're there at the app, opposed to having to type in, the web address.
I'll add one more thing from the video games perspective. It's about distraction versus destination. When I go to a website, I go to my computer, I go to a place. When I'm on my phone, I turn it on and something gets my attention, right? That dynamic in your entertainment life, distraction is way more prevalent, and you'll be there way more often. And that's why these mobile games are so addictive, because you're like, oh, I got 5 minutes, there I go. But when I'm sitting in front of my computer, I'm going to a place. That's the difference in the dynamic.
Yeah, another thing is that, say your logo is the front face of your app, you're constantly on that person's eye view. You pull up your phone, you unlock your phone, it's right there, right in front of you.
Yeah, all great
Yeah,
ideas. I think this is really neat to have it as an artist. But I think a lot of ways that when you sell an app for free, people make money through advertising and commercials. Yeah. Do you personally have that built into your app, or is that possible for a user-made, artist app?
With Reverb Nation, it's not. Like I said, I guess most of my money comes from touring and playing shows. A lot of it's on the road kind of stuff, so it's a little bit different.
Yeah, it's
a good question.
Really good question. Yeah, there's the availability to have that, the possibility to have that, but I don't use it. I use advertisement mostly for things like pop-ups for my store or things like that. Where I make the most of the money is from the app and actually selling the music through iTunes. So I don't really advertise on my app as of yet.
As far as advertising goes, they would be open to that. So advertisers are looking for that. There's mobile games, you see all the ads in there. You could just go to their site, download their tool, and put it in your app instantly. It's about how many eyeballs do you have? How many times can you show an ad?
Yeah.
But absolutely. Can't believe there's no more questions.
Hello, how you doing? As far as an independent artist, like the best advice you can give someone that's just trying to come up, they're trying to get their buzz. When you first starting initially, especially in New Orleans, it's kind of hard to get that support. When you're coming from their home team, it's kind of hard initially when you're just starting. So what's the best advice you could give an independent artist that's just trying to come up, is trying to get that buzz and trying to gain that fan base and build, that base behind them?
Well, most importantly, I think you should do it for yourself. Like, I'm one of those artists that I went through a little stage where I was like, when are they gonna support me? But as soon as I started to put my head down and actually do the work, that's when I looked up and I saw that people were actually noticing. So make sure that you make the music for yourself first and not for the recognition.
All right. Thank you.
I believe you need to put yourself out there also, you know, don't, as hard as it is sometimes, don't really worry about what anybody else says. Just put yourself out there and believe in what you do, you know. And dedication also, time and dedication.
Okay, I think we're good. And no other questions? Oh, one more question.
One more question. Are you guys performing anywhere locally this weekend?
May 3rd, I'm performing at Jazz Fest, Congo Square. So I think you guys should come out, of course. I'm not sure of the time. I think around 4:30. I don't know. Don't quote me. But you should come out. We're going to have a good time. So May 3rd, definitely.
There's an app for that.
There is an app for that.
I perform every Friday at the Hangar in New Orleans on South Rendon. And then random out-of-state gigs. I play in Mobile on Saturday at Soul Kitchen. So that's the only 2 gigs I have this weekend.
Great, well, thanks for your attention. Have a great Jazz Fest.
It wasn't as scary as I thought it was, Rick. I was really scared.
You were making me nervous.
Good work.
All right.
We'll take my adapter back. You can have yours.
Yep, that was mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so don't go away. You can keep the music on. All right, so everybody stick around because we got something special that we're going to do. All right, but you guys, Nati, please stick around. Chad, you're good. That was great. Thank you so much. All right, so Rick, thank you so much.
man.
That was great. All right, so that was very interesting. Really, really practical, useful how-to information. We have something very special that we've never done before. I don't know if anybody's ever done this before. Let me let these guys get situated, and then I'm going to tell you what we are about to do. So joining us at the dais right now is Michael Reinert, who is an attorney based in New York City. Thank you, Chad. And I'm going to let Michael explain to you a little bit about what's going on and maybe ask Nati to comment on a little bit. But basically, we're going to sign us a major label record deal right now.
Hello. It was 1 year ago today I met this young woman, and I have to give props to Scott, who I've known for 20 years, and he introduced us. I spent 15 years running business affairs at Universal Records in New York, so when Scott told me that there was an artist in New Orleans who was being courted by the new Russell Simmons, Steve Rifkin label at Universal, he said, you know, I thought it would be a great idea to put the two of you together. I've been doing this 32 years now in the music business, both sides of the table, and the one thing I've come to appreciate is not just great musicians, but great people. And I found both in Nati. She's amazing, she's wonderful, and I am so proud to be able to say she can no longer call herself an independent artist. So when she gets up on that stage, May 3rd, they're going to say, please welcome ADD recording artist 3D Nati.
And now we are going to sign the actual legal document. And the record company, Rosie, just gave me a big advance.
She forgot her social security number. Hey.
All right, you guys, we're going to take a very quick pause, and then we're going to come back with booking agent Frank Riley.
What goes around comes around. What
this town. We gon' dance around, smoke around, and get on down. It's the reason that's the